You are welcome to my channel, Mindset Academy, where we want to solve the problem that is displayed at the right-hand side of the screen, and it involves link mechanism. The question goes like this. It says, in the figure, the crank AB rotates clockwise about A, and the crank CD rotates anticlockwise about C. The cranks are joined by the link BDF. Plot to scale of 1 millimeter to 1 centimeter the loci of point E and F for 1 revolution of AB. AB and DC are 45 millimeter, BD is 120 millimeter, and BE and DF are 30 millimeter, right? So first of all, we have to reproduce the figure that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen before we have any chance of answering their question. Now the first thing you do is to draw your horizontal line in this manner. So I have my horizontal line this way, right? So on that line, I'll pick a point. Let's say this is my point here, right? That point is the point you're seeing. We'll call it point A. And the radius of AB. AB is the crank, right? So the radius of AB is given to be 45. So I'm going to measure 45. So this point A here, you can see where my arrow is pointing, is my point A. And I'm going to measure 45. That is the crank that rotates. So from 0 to 45. 0 to 45 is here. And I'll place it at the center here. Right? And I'm going to draw an arc, a circle, which I am going to take in. Can you see that? And I'll put my line across that point. So this will be at first faint line. So that is my point A here. Now from A to B, from A to C is 120. So to get to the next point C, I'll measure 120 from this center here. From 0 here to 120 is here. That will be my my point C. Right? So this is my point C. So I'll draw a line across point C this way. So they are meeting here. Right? So with the same radius, because we're also told another crank CD is given as as 45 too. So I'll measure CD or DC to be 45, which is the same distance as this. So I'll place it here this way. And I'm going to draw another crank this way. You can see that. So this is what we have here. Now A and C. Now the next thing is we need point. If this is A, point D lies along the circumference of this crank here. This is a crank, right? And if this is a C, point D lies around here. So we have AB somewhere around there, as you can see, and we have C, D somewhere around here. So the only way you can do, or one of the ways you can do that, is to divide this circle, both of the circle, into 12, right? So with the radius of this way, I'll place it at this head here. I'll strike an arc up. I'll come here also. I'll strike another arc up. Right? And I'll place it at this point here. And I'll strike another arc left and right. You can see that? So I'll draw my line to pass through through the center from each of those points. So from this point here, through the center A, from here to through the center A, from here to through the center A, from here to through the center A. You can see that? And this point here should be my point what? Point B. So I'll take in this point here, from here to here. This is my point what? Point B. You can see that? So this is AB. Now the next I'll repeat the same thing here also with the same radius of here to here. I'm going to mark up. I'll come here also. I'll mark up, and I'll come at the center here. I'll mark left and what? And right. So draw my line to go through each from this point through the center C this way. Here also through the center C to this way. Here also through the center C this way. Here also through the center C this way. Right? And if you look at it, this is point D, so point D will be here. So I'll take in that point. That is point what? Point D. And this C. So this is CD. Right? So what is, you can see what the question is. We'll draw a line that will join CD together this way, then extending DF by what? We're extending DF by 30 millimeter, B and DF. So if I should join these two together, right? You can see that that is 120. From here to here is 120, right? So I'll just draw this line. I'll take in it, and I'll extend it by what? By 20 millimeter. That is 30 is 0, so I'll stop at 150. And I also move this 0 to 30. So this end point here, this point here, and this point here, here is given to be F. It will be my point F. And here will be, this will be my point E. Here. Right? So we're told that this rotates clockwise. This rotates clockwise this way. And this rotates anti-clockwise this way. So if I put my arrow, this is clockwise direction, it's moving in this direction. And this is moving in this direction. So you can see that. So what we've done here now, we have successfully reproduced the figure that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen, right? That is what we just did here. So the next thing is for you to now join the locus of what? the locus of E and D, right? So what we'll do here, for every point, if this is B, here will be B1, here will be B2, here will be B3, here will be B4, this is B5, this is B6, this is B7, this is B8, this is B9, this is B10, this is B11. Here will be coming anti-clockwise, here will be D1, here will be D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, D8, D9, D10, right? Then we have D11. So this is the next thing you do. Now what you now do here again is um to start joining each of those points. So it will be B1, since it is B to D, so it will be B1 to D1, B2 to D2, just like that, right? So let us do that and see what is going to what happen here. So if I'm to join D1 to B1 there, this way, you can see that. If I should join B1 to D1 this way, this is what I have here, B1 to what? To D1, right? Let's extend it a little bit. Then at this point, I will now measure 30. From 0 to 150 is 30. So this is where it's stopping. So here it will now be what? F1. Right? Here now we'll measure the same 30 because from B to E is 30. So from B1 to E1 will be 30. So this point here will be what? The E1. And see that? Similarly, I will join D2, B2 to D2 this way. Can you see that? If I do that this way, then I'll measure 30. From 0 to 3 is 30, right? And that will give me my E2 here. E2. Then I need to get F2. So from 0 here to 30 will be my F2. You can see that. I will come again from D3 to what? To E3, right? From D3 to E3, we're having this. From D3 to E3. Can you see that? I'll join this from here straight down to touch here, and from here I'll now count 10 is 0, 10, 20, 30. Then again 0, 10, 0, 10, 20, 30. So this point here will be my E3. And here will be what? F3. You can see that? I'll come again, I'll touch B4 to D4. B4 to D4. In this manner. So from 0, 10, 20, 30. So from 5 to 8 is 30. That will give me my F4. And I'll measure 30 here also. From 12 here, it should be from 12 to 0, 10, 20, 30. So 9 is what? Is 30. And that'll give me my F4. My E4, sorry. E4. Right? I'll come again from B5 to D5. In this manner. So I'm going to have this. And then from 3, I'm going to stop at what? At 6. Because 3 to 6 is what? Is 30. That'll give me my F5. Now measure 30 from here also. And then from 14. 14 will be my 0. You can start from 0 anywhere under the choice. If I start from 0 here, so this will be 30 here. Right? And that will be my what? My E5. Then I'll come again from B6 to D6. From B6 to D6. So I'll have this way. Stop at 13. Why? Because this point is at 10. Then 13. Anyway, stop. Just count 30 from the point here downward. So this point here will be my what? F6. Here will be, I'll now measure 30 from here. So this will be E6. Right? Then I'll come from 7 to touch G7. B7 to D7. If I draw this way, from 9 to 12 is 30. 9 is 0 to 12 is 30. And that will give us F7. And I'll measure 30 on this point here too, from B7. Right? So we have what? E7 at this point. Then I'll come to 8. G8 to B8. So 10. That'll give me my F8. Then from this place, on B8, to get E8, I'll measure 30. So this is what we have here. And that'll give me my E8. Alright. Then again, I'll come for 9. B9 to D9. Can you see that? Stop at 8. Because 5 to 8 is 30. This will give us my F9. Right? And I'll measure 30 from B9 to get E9. This is my E9 here. Then from B10 to D10. From B10 to D10. Stop at 11. So from 8 to 11 is 30. That'll give me my F10. Right? This will be my what? My F10. Now the next thing is from B11 to D11. So I can just say F10 here. This is F10. So from B11 to E11. So that's about 6. So this 6 here means 30. From here to here is 30. That'll give me my F11. Then I'll measure 30 from here. 0 to this point. This 30 here. That'll give me my E11. So in doing that, I will now join all this point because the question says we should draw the locus of E and what F. So all this point of F, I'll join them together and I'll join this point of E. So let me start with that of the F first of all. So if I start with that of the F, this is what I will be having, right? This is what I'll be having here. So I'm going to join all these points. The locus of point E will now be this. So I'll also join this one too. This is what we have here. So this is locus of what? Of E. So this is what we are told to do to get the locus of F and also the locus of what? E. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.